Hey guys, thanks. Welcome back once again. Just a quick recap. We In this video, what I'm showing you guys is how you can migrate your website manually from one server to another, and the first steps. If you haven't seen the first video, I think you would be better off watching that one first before you before you watch this one, because this is going to build on top of what we've already covered in the first video. That was to change the name servers so that they can point to the new server, which is this one that I've just opened in front of me. And the second step was to download a backup copy of the website. We've also went ahead and downloaded a backup database for the website. So now I've moved on to Database Hero, where I've set up the server. So let's say if you are a new customer and you are just moving to our web hosting service, it means if you have a free coupon, then you use that free coupon to get your account set up. If you haven't got the free coupon, then you get a package which is ideal for your web hosting needs. We've got packages starting from as low as $3 or £3 or so, something like that, and they go as high as up to $49 a package. But in this video, what I want to do is show you, now that we've managed to set up this new server, what you do. So the first thing is to make sure that you are logged into the actual server that you have you intend to upload your files. And as you can see here, this tells me that I'm in the right control panel, and the files that I'm going to upload on this server, they are gonna go on the right folder and the right directory. So what I'm gonna do now is first just navigate into my directories, and I will go ahead and go into the public HTML directory. So at this stage, what I'm going to do is just quickly upload the files that the backup for the website. So if you remember very well, I also told you that it's best to make sure that you name your files, so that you remember exactly what they are and what it is called. There are a number of things I think that you can actually there are a number of ways that you can actually use to upload files to the server. You can actually move files between server to server, but the problem with that method is it uses a great deal of CPU power, and some of your statistics in your control panel, they will spike. Or the other way would be to use you can use an FTP client. But this particular method works for somebody who is confident with logging into the control panel, and they are able to navigate around. And I think it makes sense that if you're going to do it manually, you should do using the control panel without using the FTP, even though using FTP file upload pretty much works the same, but I think it makes a difference. So that's why I'm using this. I'm gonna pause this recording a little bit and give these files a chance to upload, and once they are finished, I'm gonna get back to you guys and we'll continue from there. You probably, if you're watching this, you're not gonna even notice that we actually stopped. All right guys, all right. Okay, so let's continue recording this this video. Now, as you can see, I just backed up to my control panel, and if you can see here, that's the file that we've just uploaded. Now, the next thing I want to do now is to make sure that I unpack this folder, so that we can get access to the files, and then we can start working on them. All right, so to unpack this file or to extract it, you just have to highlight it and then just go to the far end here and hit extract, and we are extracting it into the public folder. But after I've finished working, configured everything, I'm going to move the files a bit further up, just to make sure that the site is secure, so that we can keep the website secure from snooping eyes. All right, okay, so as you can see here, this is telling me that all the files have been unpacked. So what I need to do is just cut that out, and you can see that all the files that we compressed when we were downloading the backup. You can see all the files are right here. There are a number of things that I need to do here. Remember, we backed up what we call we backed up the database. So because we haven't actually created the database on this server, I have to create that database, then restore the old database into the new one. That's what we are going to do next now. All right, so to do that, all I need to do is make sure that I get back to the control panel. So as I'm here, what I need to do is now scroll down just a little bit, and you can see we've got PHP MyAdmin, we've got my SQL database, and the database wizard. So what I need to do now is just create a new database, and that's very simple. All I need to do is just hit that and create the database. All right. Okay. So because I want the strongest password possible for my database, what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the password. And obviously, even though I've generated this password, I'm going to add I'm going to copy the database password. All right, and then I'm going to hit use this, and I'm going to create. All right, so now that we've created the user, what we need to do is make sure that we add the user to, as you can see here, that's the username, and that's the database name. So what I need is to make sure that I give the user privileges so that we can manipulate the database and make it to work with us. So I've selected all the required tables. As you can see, they've got ticks, and I'm going to hit next step, and that's it. As you can see here, it says this user has been added to this database. So the next thing now, what I need to do is to go back. All right, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go and scroll down to the bottom, and now I'll scroll down to PHP My Admin here. All right, so I'll hit that one, and that opens the new database now. All right, so what I'm going to do here is open I'll click the database that I want to work with, and as you can see, it's telling me that there are no tables whatsoever. There is nothing there. So what I need to do is I scroll to this button and import the database backup that we backed up before we started doing this. Remember, we backed up a database from the previous server. So all you have to do is just click here, and okay, so I've found the database that I backed up, and I think this is the database. So I'm going to upload this and import it. So I'll scroll down a little bit and hit go, and fingers crossed, everything should go according to plan. The only probably maybe issue that can actually happen here is if the upload limit hasn't been sorted out. That's the only thing that would come and sort of like give us back an error. So that would require me to go back and tweak around things into the control panel in the back end. But in many cases, it should be a straightforward process. If the upload limit hasn't timed out, then you have nothing to worry about. It will successfully upload the database, and you'll be okay to go. So let's see how this pans out, because in many cases I think some of the problems you are going to face when you are restoring backup manually is your server upload limit may stand in the way. But it's a very simple thing to fix, and if it happens here, I'll show you. Whatever happens, I will still show you anyway. Well, as you can see now, we have successfully imported the database, and you can see that almost 636 queries were executed, and we are back to business. So if I go back to home, all right, you should be able to see that if I hit the database, you can see now that the database has got tables now, as you can see here. Now there's just one thing here to make sure that you take note of, because in many cases I think when you are restoring a website and you are doing this either using the the cPanel or the manual process, or whichever process you are using, sometimes it's a lot easier to get things wrong. And what you need to do is to make sure that you take note of the prefix of your database, because if that has been messed up, then you also end up having some problems. Just one more step here, guys. Now, because we've imported the database into this new database that we've created, it doesn't necessarily mean that the files that we uploaded, the files that are in the control panel, they actually reflect the true database connections that we have on here. So what we need to do is to make sure that we log in back into the backend and access the config file, so that we can see the information that's in there, and make sure that we connect the passwords as well as the usernames of the new database, so that the database and the files can actually speak to each other. And to do that, let me just all I need to do now is sort of like find the config file, and when I've found the config file, I should be able to edit it and make sure that the files, the login details are pointing to the right direction. Now, don't start changing this file, guys, without having without downloading a backup. So if you are going to tweak things around in here, make sure that you download a backup. I already have mine, and I'm gonna go ahead and quickly edit this. It's something that you could do outside and just upload it, but I'll just do it right in here. Okay, so as you can see here, it says the database name is this one, and the password is that one here. So these are the things that we need to change, so that these can actually connect and talk to each other. And in this case, I'll highlight this. All right, and I'm gonna go back in here so that I can get the, remember the I'm going to copy the name of the database, and the reason why I'm copying this is because I don't want to type it in and make mistakes inside here. If you make any mistakes in here, your database is not going to connect with your website, and it means you've messed up big time. And launch the site. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Ta-da! That's it, guys. As you can see now, the website has successfully loaded. We are not yet out in the woods. When you move your website like I've done, first thing you need to do is make sure that make sure that you update your permalinks, so that the links on the website, these links, they are not broken and stuff like that. And the only way you are able to do that is if you go to the backend, and it's very simple. Once you get in here, explore to the settings and go and hit permalinks. All right. Once you come in here, you don't have to do anything really. What you need to do is just scroll to the bottom. You're not changing anything, just hit save, and this is going to force the htaccess to sort of like get clear out the previous cache and you know, reset the links to the new site now. So now, as you can see here, the site is as you can see here, if I, it's all here. It's all here, and if I hit this and just have a quick look on the product, obviously you can see that everything is working as it should, and no problem. All the links, all the links are actually working properly. There is no problem, as you can see. So that's it, guys. That's how you move a website from one server to a new server. And if you guys have any questions on how to do this, if you have any other problems, or maybe if you have any questions or anything that you want to just to sort of like find out a little bit more on how you can go about, just go ahead and leave a comment below this video, and I will reply. I make sure that I reply to almost all the comments. And if you guys need a web hosting coupon, there should be a link below this video where you can get about 50% discount, you know, for some of the web hosting packages that DataRes offers, and you can host some of the packages there. You can host up to 5 websites, and I think that's a little bit handy. And sure. If you need anything, or if you have any questions about you know, blogs or building an e-commerce website and all the other bits and pieces, go ahead and just leave a comment, and I will make sure that I answer you. All right, guys. Cheers.